Gentlemen, welcome to the Brightlingsea Town Council meeting of the 21st of May 2026. Before I start the agenda, as everybody knows, my final act is to perform the election of the mayor, the new mayor. But before I do that, I'd just like to say a few words of thanks, particularly to the councillors here who, as many people have said to me very recently, but on some social media outlets, they wouldn't believe it, that they work extremely hard. Nobody here is doing it because we get paid to do it, as you probably know, and the commitment has been quite fantastic from individuals around this table over the years for different reasons and for different purposes. And they have assisted me, constantly advised me, told me where I'm going wrong and stopped me walking into puddles, as it were. So first of all, I'd like to thank my colleagues for that. Secondly, I'd like to thank the staff. The staff of Brightlingsea Town Council continuously work for the benefit of the town. They are not always recognised as that, and to be perfectly frank, now and again they do take the brunt of things that happen in the town that have very little control over. So again, I'd like to thank them very much for all their dedication. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you and the residents of Brightlingsea who have constantly come up to me and encouraged me, shown me where I'm going wrong, which wasn't unusual, but more importantly, gave me encouragement to give to the council to keep on doing what we're doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and councillor and the staff, thank you very much indeed. One of the things I said at the beginning of my tenure was that I'd like to see if I could assist the youth of the town. And whilst I was unable to do anything major over the period, I was able to visit a number of youth organisations and also help them. One of the particular areas that we helped the council, very much down to Councillor Atkinson, is the 4th Brightlingsea Scout Group, which you may or may not know had a particularly difficult financial year due to the fact that they had to pay for electricity they didn't even know they'd got. I believe the bill was how many thousands? £3,500 bill. Councillor Atkinson spent many Ehours, and I can confirm that because I sat next to him some of the time, renegotiating and trying to get EDF, I bet right, EDF to reduce this bill, and I can tell you that was a very difficult discussion. Anyway, finally it came down to the fact that they did reduce the bill, and I think the Scouts were left with still a bill of about £600. Went up. Don't do such a
That's me negotiating.
That was him negotiating, yes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so they ended up with a bill of about £600. We weren't able to reduce that anymore, but through my charities and things like that, I've been able and would like to give them now a cheque for £315, which would at least cover 50% of that. So to some of us come up from the Boy Scouts. Thank you very much. Well done. And I'm going to give you the big one. There's the check there. Okay?
I speak Chinese.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The other donation I would like to make is to something I've only recently found out about. It's an organisation called Pens and Dragons. I was particularly impressed. I come from a background of the NHS and mental health facilities, and whilst this is not like that, it is involved in that type of thing. And I just couldn't get over the dedication of the people that work there and and the people that are actually members of it, but have also grown into leaders. One of the things that happened that evening when I was there was a prize giving. One of the people there, and I won't pick them out right now, but they were given what was known as a Platinum Award for their work. That Platinum Award is the first one, I believe, that's been given in North Essex. In fact, I'm not quite sure, maybe the first one ever given in Essex. And it consisted of putting in work something in the area of tens of thousands of hours of dedication to the work of helping people that were involved in Pens and Dragons. And it was so worthy of that, I was a bit disappointed really, in the sense that it isn't better known in the town. And I would like to make this donation in the hope that they can use some of the money to advertise their facilities to a greater extent in the town and see if they can generate some more money by doing so. If there's somebody else from Pens and Dragons would like to come up and give it.
Nice and proud. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, it comes on now to the agenda where we now elect our new mayor. And I would like to propose that Councillor Morgan, Morgan would be appointed as the mayor. Do I have a seconder, please?
With great pleasure in seconding that, Chair.
Thank you very much. All those in favour? I think that's unanimous. Now,
That's very nice of you, thank you very much.
I can now
Yes.
get you into this seat. Congratulations.
Well done, thank you very much.
No, you stand there a minute while I.
Oh, lovely.
Go on, turn around. Well done.
You feel a bit like a cart horse.
Just swing round straight to me, gentlemen.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Thank you. I'm wonderful, thank you.
Thank you. I'll leave you to carry on.
Thank you, James. Right, let's get myself organised. I think the first thing I have to do is to sign something which is here. And I have to read it out, don't I? In which case I need these for a little bit of help. I, Rick Morgan, having been elected to the office of Mayor of Brightlingsea Town Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the local government code of conduct which is expected of members of the Brightlingsea Town Council. So I just sign that? That might be the easiest function I've ever done. Well, it's incumbent on me to say a few words. So, first thing I'd like to say, obviously, to Chris Paley, who's been a fantastic mayor. I think the whole council would agree. Your excellent service and your guidance has been really good for this council. And I think you've overseen many different changes in the way we run the council in the last 2 or 3 years, but particularly your year, Chris. So thank you for that. You've certainly prepared us better for the future. To fellow councillors, I think I've got to say thank you for your support in this, and I appreciate that, and I hope that I live up to your expectation. And thank you for the trust you bestowed on me. To Tracy, obviously, and Julie, Terry, and all our wonderful ground staff we have in Brightlingsea who support this team. They are just truly great. This council could not work without them. And we all use them all fully. And we do support, we really do appreciate all your help. I have to also say welcome to Amy Katecha, who has joined us tonight, who's just, congratulations on winning the Essex County Council candidate. Thank you very much. And to see Matt's here as well, which is another candidate winning, just to say hello to you, Matt. And we have our ex-councillor, Alan Goggin, sitting behind us, who served us very well for 12 years and 10 years on this council. Nice to see you here as well, Alan. We have our tendering three councillors, Jane, and, we haven't got two, we haven't got Graham here, Mick and Jane are here, and obviously we're very blessed because our TDC councillors sit on this council and they give us great advice in that regard. Welcome to press and public, you're the most important people, that's why we're here, to try and do the best for our residents. Is there anybody from the press here tonight? That's a shame, isn't it? Our residents who we serve. Tonight, after this meeting, which isn't a particularly long meeting, we normally have a few drinks and some hot nibbles. Actually, my wife put some hot nibbles together and the girls have put the drinks on. So do stay for a little drink with us afterwards. Welcome. This is my third term as mayor, actually. I started in 1986, 96, sorry. It's an absolute privilege to serve you again. Gillian and I will attend and fulfil all the functions expected of us and the duties to the best of our ability. To support and fully enhance the community helpers and charities that serve our unique community and special town. I think we will, it's also important to say, and I'd just like to say that last night, Councillor Carr and I attended a fantastic occasion at Brightings for Youth, and it's great to hear the Pens and Dragons and the Scouts tonight. But this just shows you how great our charities and our community helpers are in this town. They're just fantastic backbone to this town. And the Brightsea for Youth, we put an application, and I know Chris helped me on this for the last couple of years, supporting it. And they have just won one of the most prestigious awards, the King's Award for Voluntary Service. And they go up to Buckingham Palace. And here is the thing signed by Charles, which they received from the Lord Lieutenant last night, with about 100 dignitaries there. It was a very big event, and I think we should be proud of Margaret Tay and all her supporters. I think there was 75,000 hours of work gone into this. And one of the reasons they won it was because two of the people who started 27 years ago with Brightsea for Youth are now grown up, got families, got businesses, and they went up and supported this application at Buckingham Palace. So it's a really major thing, and I think we should give them a really big congratulations. That is a copy of the certificate if you want to hand that round. So it was a fantastic evening last night.
Lots of cakes.
Yes, lots of cakes. I don't know who made them, but there was lots of cakes. Yes, indeed. Now, where were we? So I think regarding to all the community workers, I think really there's just two words to say to all of you who help this town is just thank you. 26 will be a most interesting year for Brightsea Town Council because next May this Town Council will go for election after it's done its 4-year term. So this is its final year, and this will be my final year because I'm not thinking of restanding. Also, the election to the new proposed unitary council will come in with all the unknowns and the entails that may happen there. Opportunities may be, different working practices. However, we should embrace to get the best out of that reorganisation. So it is going to be a big year this year. Before that, Brightsea Town Council, we have got 2 vacancies. And we have now been notified that we've had 10 people write in to ask for an election. So there will be an election to cover the 2 spaces here to seat in this in the final year of this council.
Only one vacancy at the moment.
Yes.
The second vacancy is still being advertised.
It's still being advertised, but there should be 2. So please, if you know anybody who make a good councillor, it's a fantastic thing to serve the town. So do think about that, because your voice is always stronger by joining us to serve Brightsea. So after 3 years of stabilising our budgets and reserves to a healthy balance, the council can look forward with confidence to the future. Our lodgings refurbishment and the Boating Lake Bank reinstatement to create a safe pathway are just 2 examples of things that the council have been doing. I need just to mention Councillor David Atkinson for his fantastic financial assistance to this council. It's been absolutely superb. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
To steer this ship into safe and calm waters. Council has also been able to set aside a significant reserve to be able to receive legal and professional advice in the eventuality of any or all of TDC current Brightsea responsibilities coming under our control, headed by Mick there very ably, I may say. The good news regarding LGR is that this town council will remain and may even be strengthened, so that might be a good thing. But certainly it's going to be a big year. Brightsea offers such a varied and happy, inclusive variety of events. And I'll probably list this for Amy because she's her first visit here. We have the Carnival, the Music Festival, which is a big thing in this town, the Town Show, the Regatta, Winterfest in February, the Blessing of the Water, which is not long before that comes in, the Classic Car Show in September, late night shopping in December, the pram race, which you're just organising, Kerry, the Lido, which is done with Dave and Nick, Pie Fleet Week, firework displays, community centre and their events, the fun run, the museum, Brights in Bloom and open gardens. If this list go on, don't they? Cinque Port Liberties, the Christmas Tree Festival in December, All Saints Fudge Summer Fates, Smack and Barge races, Pie Fleet Week, Food and Drink Festival and Fresh Air festivals. And then we don't forget we've got the cricket club, the football club, the rugby, the bowling, the basketball, and lots of others. So I don't know if you had your diary with you, because we can give you all those dates, Amy, if that's all right. Because you will be invited.
Hope so.
To conclude, we're much stronger working together than the past, and council is here to help and guide and decide. Our website, thanks very much to the team, the new team here, has been updated and is now working very well. So that's good for everybody to see our website. Social media is managed by a small subcommittee, and that's doing very well. We're going to have a new camera put in here so people at home can see and hear what we say and get a better visual and better sound. So that's coming in the next, that's already been agreed. An event such as the tendering show, which John handles, gives us publicity to get more visitors into the town, of which there's lots more visitors and tourism coming into Brightlingsea, which supports our high street, our businesses and the waterfront. So I think that's really important. The council also welcomes public questions. We want to hear from you, we want to hear what you say, and we'd love for you to come into the office, or you can send an email or a letter. We don't tend to respond to social media posts for obvious reasons. There will be a few changes this year. One of the changes is we will not be holding an August meeting, just to get staff so they can have time off for holidays and stuff like that. And that's quite a normal thing in councils these days, so there won't be a full council meeting in August. Yeah, correct? Yes. And just finally, just to say thank you for this opportunity. And in the words of Winston Churchill, I hope I won't bugger it up. Right, we move on. The next item is the election of the deputy mayor. Could I have a proposal, please? Thank you, Gary. A seconder?
Hold on, Karen hasn't said who she's
Oh,
proposing.
Oh, I'm proposing Kate Mitchell,
thank you.
councillor.
Seconder?
Yes, I'm more than happy to second that nomination.
Okay. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Well, I think you better step up and join me up again, Kate.
Papers. Don't forget your kid.
I'll get some bling, do I?
You get the bling.
Thanks very much.
Just swing round, Kate. Yeah, thank you. Nice, please. Thank you.
I should take my glasses off.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next item is item 4 on the agenda, which is apologies for absence. Have we received this?
Apologies, that's a shame.
From Councillor Stelly. Thank you. But otherwise, we're all here. So we now move on to item 5, the minutes, which have been circulated. That was the meeting of the Thursday, the 16th April. All those, everyone, any points or have you accept them? Moved. Seconded. Thank you, John. Any, all in favour? Approved. Thank you. Item 6 is the declaration of members' interest to receive any pecuniary or other registrable interest relating to items on the agenda. Just look around the table, nobody's putting their hand up. Okay. Therefore, moving on to item 7, which is to appoint the chairman, the vice chair, and the members to serve on the following committees: Finance, Staff Committee, and the Planning Committee.
Thank you. Finance and Property Committee, 7 members. Chairman Councillor Pavley, Vice Chairman Councillor Chapman, members Councillors Atkinson, Barry, Carr, Howard and Mitchell. Staff Committee, which is 7 members, Chairman Councillor Chapman, Vice Chairman Councillor Steady, members Councillors Barry, Howard and Mitchell, and there's 2 vacancies. Planning Committee, 7 members, Chairman Councillor Pavley, Vice Chairman Councillor Chapman, members Councillors Carr, Howard and Morgan, and there's also 2 vacancies on that committee.
Okay, that's been moved, anybody second that?
I'd like to formally second that.
Thank you, Nick. All those agree? Thank you, that's carried. Moving on to item 8, which is the appointment of the teams. These are the teams of facilities and community assets, environmental transport, welfare of residents, communication, tourism and LGR. Thank you, David.
It gives me great pleasure proposing the following members to those 6 teams. Facilities and community assets, 7 members. Councillors Chapman, Howard, Mitchell, Morgan, Pavley, Pentley and Steady. Environmental and transport, 7 members. Councillors Barry, Howard, Mitchell, Morgan, Pentley and Steady, and there's 1 vacancy. Welfare and resident services, 4 members. Councillors Chapman, Howard, Mitchell and 1 vacancy. Communication, 3 members, Councillors Mitchell, Pavley and Steady. Tourism, 2 members, Councillors Carr and Penny. And LGR, strategic projects and grant applications, is Councillors Atkinson, Barry, Chapman and Steady.
Thank you. Is that seconded?
I'm going to second you.
Oh, I'm going to second that, sorry. Yes. Okay, the LGR and strategic projects and grant applications is a new team in respect to what we were talking about earlier, that this is going to be a big year on, specifically on LGR coming up in 27. Okay, so all those in favour? Great, thank you. So now move on to item 9, which is the appointment of members to represent the Town Council following body.
So the Essex Association of Local Councils and Tendring District Association of Local Councils, we agreed that an email would be sent out as and when the meetings are held for members to be nominated to attend. The Colne Smack Preservation Society, Councillors Carr and Morgan. Local Police Liaison, Councillor Chapman. Churchyard Committee, 2 members, Councillor Howard and Councillor Morgan.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'd like to second that.
Thank you, Jean. All in favour? That's agreed then. Item 10 is the appointments to the custodian trustees.
I'd like to propose Councillors Carr, Morgan and Steady to be appointed to this trustee body.
The Springleaf Trust.
Yeah.
All right, seconded. Okay, all in favour? Thank you. Item 11 is appointments to the following: safeguarding officer and emergency plan. John.
I'm happy to propose Councillors Barry and Chapman to the safeguarding officer members, Councillors Chapman, Howard and Pentley to the emergency plan.
Seconded. Thank you, Karen. All in favour? Approve the continuing members, this is item 12 now, to approve the continuing membership of the following organisations and authorise payment of appropriate subscriptions. Do you wish to list this out, or do you want me to? So, at present, we have an annual subscription to the Essex Association of Local Councils, the National Association of Local Councils, the Tendering Community Voluntary Services, the Rural Community Council of Essex, Information Commissioner's Office, the Tendering District Association of Local Councils, the Council for Protection of Rural England, the Fields in Trust, and Society of Local Council Clerks, and the Friends of Historic Essex. In a block there. Everyone happy with that? Any proposed? I'm happy to propose. Second? Yeah. All agree?
Yeah.
Is the Society of Local Council Clerks a good one?
Yes.
Okay. 13 is to review the following policies, which is the standing orders, the financial regulations, and code of conduct. You have got the front sheets of them in front of you. You will notice that the standing orders regulations proceedings of business standing orders, it was done the 20th of November 25, 20th of November 25 for the financial regs, and 16th of February 23. So they're fairly up to date. Anyone happy with those to consider and accept those?
Yep.
Yeah. So we will do that. So item 14 is, gives us great pleasure to welcome Councillor Cadencia. Is it Cadencia?
Ketika.
Ketika.
It's fine. That's
I
fine.
hope you allow me to make that mistake once.
It's fine.
Ketika.
Amy's
Amy, to come up and join us on the table here, if you've got anything to say. I know it's very early days for you, so.
Do you want me to sit? Do you want me to stand?
No, sit,
Oh,
yes,
sit,
sit.
Sit. I feel like I've got my back to everybody.
You can bring the chair back.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me this evening. For those that don't know me, I'm Amy. Obviously, recently been elected. I don't have an awful lot to report this evening. We've just got going, so I'll just let you know a little bit about myself and who I am. I grew up in neighbouring village Great Bentley. I attended Great Bentley Primary School. Came here to the Cole for secondary education. After leaving school, my first job was actually in Brighton at Thomas Cook when we used to have a shop in town. Following that, I moved into financial services, working alongside my father. 20 years later, we're still there. Our business remains in Great Bentley, and I'm very much local and rooted in the community. On a personal level, I'm married with 2 children. My daughter is currently sitting GCSEs and my son is in year 9. He plays football. So outside of council work and normal day-to-day business, I'm a football mum. That's very political. I'm also a military wife. My husband joined the British Army 22 years ago, this month actually from Fiji, and earlier this year he commissioned as an officer with another 10 years of service ahead. I'm very proud to be a military wife. Over the years, military life has certainly brought its challenges, particularly during periods where he's been deployed overseas and when our children were younger, especially. But it's made me more resilient, I'd say, adaptable and grounded in the importance of family, community and service. I appreciate that politically that we may not share the same views, and that's democracy, but what I do hope is we share a genuine desire to do better our communities, and that is ultimately why I become involved in what I'm doing. Like many residents, I became quite frustrated in seeing communities grow whilst the infrastructure struggles to keep pace, and whether that's the parking pressures. We might travel through Great Bentley occasionally, it's a complete nightmare. Roads, access to GP services, or the general day-to-day issues residents raise with us regularly, rather than simply complain about those things. I wanted to step forward and try to make a positive difference. I was sworn into Essex County Council last week, and at the moment there is a great deal happening as new administration begins to take shape. It's a huge task ahead, but alongside that I'm making a point of meeting with parish and town councils, district councillors and local representatives so I can properly understand ongoing matters, pick up existing work and continue progressing issues important to residents. I've also requested meetings regarding work previously handled by my predecessor, Councillor Goggin, so there is continuity. Most importantly, I am and I want to be approachable, present and contactable. So I'm here to work with you and build positive relationships and support our communities however I can. I'm proactive and I do want to get things done. Alan might know that I can be a little bit pushy.
You mean Alan wasn't?
At the end of the day, regardless of politics, I think we all want the same thing, and I just want to make that note important. And we want our communities to thrive and want the best for our residents that we represent. So I'll probably work hard for you all.
Right.
Thank you. Item 15 is updating the district councillors. We have got the written reports. Would you like to add anything to that?
No, I mean, that was a bit late, I'm sorry for just running out today, but I could just mention that we had the annual meeting of the Tenrin districts, similar meeting to this on Tuesday, where the new chair and various officers were elected. And the leader of the council, Mark Stevenson, gave a State of the Nation address, and I think I'll just pick out a few. I've attached it to the report, but if I just pick out a few things from that, few highlights that you know, the new waste contract has been signed, and there's been I mean some difficult scheduling and timing issues created by local government reorganisation, which has been taken forward. Currently, we are preparing for it. Although we understand there may well be legal challenges from the new authorities. Again, it's another period of uncertainty, and that contributed to uncertainty around the period for the new waste contract. But what I can say, it's hopefully going to be an improvement on the previous one, and we're going to have collections of glass and other plastics which are additional, and I hope that the collections that cause, you know, regular problems in Brighton Sea will become more routine, and I think the frequency will be increased, particularly over the summer months. One aspect of progress in Tenrin, which I'm particularly proud of, is the levels of activity which is under my portfolio as the Sport and Leisure Cabinet member. We've had record levels of activity and reductions in inactivity. And these are figures that are provided by Sheffield Hallam University. There's a national database which Tenrin contributes to. It's updated, it's been going for about 25 years, and we have historically been in a pretty poor position with high levels of inactivity and you know, some serious kind of medical and health issues. So we have moved to the top of that table in Essex in terms of improvement. So I think I'm not claiming any credit for that, but I hope we made a contribution towards that in the district. We've also got, you may have seen a new Blue Flag Award again for Brighton Sea. We got 4 blue flags in Tenrin, and I think in East Anglia there are only 15 in all the other counties combined. And when you think of the big coastlines in Norfolk and Suffolk, and you know, Tenrin is quite a small part of that, but we did get 4, and so I think we can be proud of that. So I think it's been a good year for the council. We're in a sound financial position. We prepared for whatever comes our way in terms of local government reorganisation, but we continue, as you can see from this report, with business as usual. And again, like all councillors, we are here to deliver for our residents. So I'll just commend that to you, and I'll sort it to Jane.
Thank you, Nick.
You've said it all. Actually, I'm going to apologise. Mine is quite a quiet month. Obvious reasons. I've had 3 weeks off sick and then 3 weeks recovering from an operation. But I promise to do more next month.
We fully understand that. Councillor Graham said he is not here. His apologies, but he has sent a lengthy report in, which we can all read and not up. Sorry, Jane.
Yeah, I know Graham's not here, but I wonder if
if somebody could help me. I did get an email saying that the lights were all on at the prom.
Yeah.
And I think Graham's done this, has he? Has he been working on this?
I'm not sure.
Because I've been working on it for about 7 years and got absolutely nowhere.
Yes.
And there's been 6 out for about, generally, would you say 8 years? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand they're
And
now
I
all
just
working.
can't, I haven't managed to get up there yet to
Well,
see.
Did ask Graham, and he
It was
didn't
the
seem to know
M6
who
that were
did
out.
it.
Sorry?
Graham said he didn't know who actually performed it, but someone's
Oh.
gone down there.
Is it not
Oh,
highway?
Oh, gee, you should have gone for the big switch on.
Oh no, I was away. Yeah. So,
Highway.
okay.
Yes, but
No.
anyway, but the good news is
I
done
know,
and it
I
needed to be
know
done.
Councillor Pavey said that you found out they were, that the road, it was about the road and who owned it. I could never find out. Nobody would own up to it.
Yeah.
But,
adopted.
It's been adopted
Yeah,
by
by
tendering, I think, isn't it? So hopefully, is it tendering?
Yeah.
Did you say tendering?
I thought Essex
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was.
thought that's the highway was.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I got that wrong, yeah.
Claim the
So
phone
many
maybe.
different people.
I was going to say, she just wanted to have the switch on.
Okay. Anyway, we hope that the caravans won't plug
Well, that'd be
in.
brilliant if they are.
Chris.
Can I, Mick, do you know what's happening about the parking down in the front?
Oh, yeah, you might have seen there's some posts gone up down there, just in the last few days, ready for signage, which
Signage has come up,
the signage has gone.
or advised by member of the public today.
Oh,
It wasn't up there when I came out.
so is it now?
Put it down.
The signage has gone up at Strangers Corner for the Essex Act and the verge management, but when I came out of the Lido, that was 5 and the signs weren't up there, so the posts are there and I think they have got the signs and they will be putting them up. There will then be hopefully some level of enforcement in terms of trying to move on the residents who've taken root there for the last few years. So we'll see what happens. But I would be expecting the North Essex Parking Partnership to enforce those restrictions.
Well, that's been most welcome because this council's been pushing for that for some time. For the members of the public, that's just an overnight ban for lorries and caravans to stop on Promenade Way. It doesn't stop you from parking cars during the daytime. It's enforced those caravans staying there all the time.
Can I just ask Councillor Barry, who's not going to be very pleased with me, but I know we won the award for the best car park in the area, but they didn't come at night to notice these. There's no lights out there. So I wondered
I've
if,
answered
I
this
know,
a
I
number of
know,
times.
I know you said that the
And I
there was
do,
some low lighting, but
yeah,
has this happened?
yes, I have raised it several times
Yeah.
with the development officer. And I do understand that he has been trying to source, I think we were trying to get some solar powered more level lighting.
Yeah,
I think he has got some lighting in mind, but he has to, I think, inform the residents. And as we know, there is a lot of residents who will vehemently object to any lighting going in there. So I think there's a balance to be struck, and I hope there will be something happening soon. But thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jean. Okay, no other comments on the district reports. We will move on to the item 16, the team reports. Firstly, is facilities and community assets. Kate.
That's me. So, facility and community assets team meeting on the 12th of May. We started with a presentation from the Lido. Celia Jones and Andy Hardy came along and gave us a presentation, a little bit of history, and the Lido's current plans and aspirations. So, as a result of that meeting, are you guys all right to stay?
No, I think myself and Councillor Atkinson do have to declare an interest, and I think when you're voting on the recommendations,
Yeah.
I don't know whether we have to leave the room, or do we don't take the apartment with us?
Don't take it apart.
We can do that first.
Yeah.
With this.
Yeah, I mean, there are any questions, I think we'd like to answer some questions, and just to say we have given a visual
Presentation.
display of the proposal to, in principle, agree that asset transfer of land,
Yeah.
if
So in relation to that, the presentation including the asset transfer and wanting an agreement in principle from this council to that asset transfer. It works out about 10% of the current footprint, I think, is it, of the Lido? And it's a strip of land along the side which will enable the Lido to develop further. There are plans afoot as well, I think, to keep the Lido Cafe open a little bit longer throughout the year. I think it's only open summer season at the moment. So
Just for information, just pass
the
those around.
committee
That's
agreed
the,
in principle to that asset transfer. Obviously, we need full council to make agreement.
just,
So,
Chris.
I think it's just worthy of saying, because I think many of the residents here will be sensitive to this, that we are going to,
Just look for the passion, thank you.
we're going to write into the agreement that we agree to this on the proviso, and I'm not quite sure how to phrase it, the proviso that they have the cash to fulfil the work they're doing, so they won't end up with we won't end up with another potential half-finished building.
I think that would be acceptable. Yes, that, yeah.
You might be able to see from the presentation, it's a little strip of land along the, as you're looking at the Lido from the road, it's a little strip of land along the right-hand side that they'd be looking to take as part of the project. So it's not a big chunk.
This would be enormous, big opportunities for the Lido to expand the use of it and give more people a chance to use that facility. So council is what we're agreeing to in principle.
You get a comment, please. Sorry. Leslie's done a runner.
Oh, no, my dog.
Oh, no.
For that more important. So this is the council decision to say that we would support this application as long as the funds are there to completely finish it, to make it worthwhile.
So we'd probably propose that now, and then you
As a
guys
separate item.
after the as a separate item.
Okay.
So I'd like to propose that.
Yeah. James second. Any against? All those in favour? Thank you, Mr. Carey.
Further on, there was a discussion around Baconstown Cafe, which I think Dave had a little bit of an update from a meeting with Lisa the other day, and we're quite happy with the way it's progressing at the moment. So there's no recommendations from that at the moment.
Would you like to say something to the public, because I know it's a concern to everybody?
Well, last week the Tendering Planning Authority made a decision that they don't need full planning permission for the new design. It just needs a section 73, which is a watered down version really. That was agreed last week, and the project team were ready, so the unnecessary documentation is being submitted on Monday of this week. I have had a look at all the documentation, and it's very detailed. And so the situation now is that means that that's been lodged with the tendering. The clock's ticking, and there's 8 weeks before tendering have to make their decision. I do know in the meantime the project team are getting ready in the hope that it will be approved. And in the next week or so, we're going to have a very detailed programme, so we can pick on and identify all the sort of milestones to make sure that it's kept on track. So that'll be in the next week or so. So we know exactly what they're trying to do, and we will know what the programme is, so that can be monitored, which I think is the first time in that position.
So progress looks like it's maybe starting to be made on a site which we all would like to see finished and completed. So thank you for that, Dave, and thank you, Dave. Okay.
There's general discussion around the Brightsea neighbourhood plan, and we agreed that a small working party would be formed to look at the neighbourhood plan and its validity at the moment. James got a little bit of an update on that.
Yeah, I've had an update on the question you asked me to ask on finance, so I'll bring it in under the finance.
Yeah,
needs.
And other than that, only very minor recommendations about letters through doors in relation to rubbish and grass cuttings being dumped. We had a letter from a member of the public in response to a query about the dolphins being removed, but there's been no decision or discussion around that. So we're not able to reply to that letter at present, and that's it for recommendations.
Thank you. You proposing that?
I propose those, yeah.
Seconded? All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next team report, which is environment and transport. Chief.
Thank you, Chair. There were a few recommendations. We're trying to source a movable 30 mile an hour sign, you know, one that lights up, smiley face, or miserable face if you're, you know. We have been offered the one that is at the moment working at Thorrington, but they're going in for a better one with more update, with more data on it, because they're a through road, they need a lot more data on it. So we have been offered this, and the Finance Committee have sort of proposed that I go ahead and look at it. So we're going to have an appointment with Councillor Sadler at Thorrington and meet with him.
And if you think it was good, then bring it.
A resident has emailed in about the bus stop at Hurst Green to say that it gets very muddy and it's raining. And we have monitored this and we haven't found this stone, but we have, you know, because he's insisting on it, we've asked Terry about it and he doesn't think there's a problem. But we are looking into putting a piece of mesh there, just to keep the ground harder. Terry's looking into that. Councillor Carr went to the allotments meeting and they were upset about the roadway, it was getting a bit
Potholes.
gnarled up. Terry does know about this and he's going to look into getting some stuff to resurface it. We also have a word on our agenda about the neighbourhood plan, and I asked the committee to make suggestions and look into it. I'm not sure if you've got a subcommittee on that, on it.
Yeah, form a little working party to.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody from my
Yeah.
committee join that committee,
Yeah.
then,
Can't remember who you proposed was on there.
yeah, it might be a better idea than trying to
Just have a
let
look.
you know anyway, Kate.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay,
Just one more about the car park behind the beach huts.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit potholy as well. We're asking Alan Howard, Tendrick District Council, who they use for this type of job. All of this, we're going to get some stuff to do. Terry's going to ask Tendrick who they use for this type of job.
thank you.
It's about it, Chair.
Okay, is there any recommendations to?
They were the recommendations.
Okay.
Yeah,
So are you proposing those?
I'm proposing those, yeah.
Second? I'll second those. Thank you, Vic. All those in favour? Good, thank you, carried. Next item is welfare and residence services.
Mine's basically aimed around the new hospital hopper minibus that they want to run from Brightonsea to the hospital 2 days a week. They've got funding for 2 days a week. But I am going to have to take it to finance because obviously they're asking us if we have the funding to get an extra day in. At the moment, they've got enough funding to do 2 days for a year. And then they'll take it from there, but they would quite like to be doing 3 days at the moment.
Where's that initial funding from, Jane?
Is through Tendring Community Transport.
Oh, right, okay. They're not the ones that run the little bus at the minute.
Yeah, we've got to have one from Brighton, so,
So it's an extra service they want to do.
Yeah. yeah, but they've got the funding, they're going to start in July anyway. It's got to go to Essex County to be passed and,
Okay, well, it has been
and
funded.
then, sorry, you're not, and then basically just a rough summary on the year on what we've been doing, or what I've been doing under the welfare. And, I've completed 2 more, benefit today, so.
Oh, well done, thank you, Joe. Chris?
Sorry, just going back to the bus, they want to put it on 2 days a week.
Yeah, they're going to do Tuesday and Thursdays.
And I just wonder if you could ask them, is that coordinated with the hospital? Because I
There's no point in a bus going Tuesday and Wednesday when the people are giving out appointments on Thursdays and Fridays. Is it coordinated?
As far as I know, they've met with the hospital and they've also met with the ambulance service and the old hospital transport that's not there anymore, of course. But at the moment, they can only afford to fund it for 2 days. And according to them, most clinics are on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. So they do 2 trips out in the morning, 2 trips back in, and then 2 out again in the afternoon. They'd like to do it 5 days a week, but it's £64,000 a year. So that's,
I didn't know that. Okay, thank you
but
for
they
your
are
report.
looking at funding again. This is just the start.
So that will come back to finance in due course.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that report. So we move on to the comms team, communications and tourism, which I think John is going to talk on.
Thank you, Chair. Unfortunately, I wasn't available for the last comms meeting. A report has been presented by Kate with the actions on there. I think they're fairly self-explanatory. I'm stepping down from comms now after 3 years, I think, of being on it, and I'd like to record my grateful thanks for all the councillors I've worked with on communications over that period. I wish the new group every success in communicating correctly.
You communicate well, I think you do.
Chair, may I link tourism with that?
Indeed you can.
So, Chair, you've got a tourism paper there, and it links very much to the press day that we had last Friday, which was quite nerve-wracking. I give my outstanding thanks to Julie, who took away all the stress from me and put it on herself. We didn't have a great many press there, but what we did have was the quality. We had the communications teams from Tenerife District Council, who were very learned and gave us a few pointers. But we also had a lady called Grace, who was the representative from NewsQuest. And I spoke to her just before council this afternoon, and she's put out a story this weekend to NewsQuest. They happen to have 4.3 million readers and 250 brands, so I suppose they all get stuck at the roadworks. This is really to promote day visitors, it's not long-term visitors. And as it happens, as we were walking up the station road, Chris and I got harangued by a couple of Japanese tourists who wanted to know where the nearest chippy was. Fortunately, we knew.
Excuse me, Chippy.
Oh yeah, chippy, where's a chippy?
Well, may I say, I thought you organised the press day very well, and I think you did the council a great service, and hopefully the town.
Thank you.
Lovely. So I think we now move on, do we not, to finance, which you have the agenda item in front of you. I'm the chair of that, well, until tonight I am, anyway. So there's quite a lot. The finance meeting had a huge agenda, which we got through in good time. I think there's probably maybe a record number of recommendations of 15. Anybody like to pick up on any of them individually? Jane?
No, I've just got a statement coming through. I was asked to email to Gary Diver and Paul Wilson about the neighbourhood plan. And they've come back and said neighbourhood plans will continue to form part of the statutory development plan for the area, and where they have been made or adopted, they carry full weight alongside the adopted local plan and any future adopted local plan. As such, they must be taken into account in the determination of planning. As with the local plan, the weight that can be given to an emerging neighbourhood plan will depend on its stage of preparation, with greater weight being afforded as it progresses towards examination and adoption. Neighbourhood plans can therefore continue to provide valuable, locally specific policy support, provided they are aligned with the strategic policies set out in the local plan. It's been some time since we've heard from the local planning team at Brightlingsea. The team will continue to provide support as required. We would be very happy to meet with the relevant councillors to receive and discuss any emerging issues if that would be helpful.
That's
So
certainly helpful.
basically, they are taking into consideration.
They are taking
Do you want that?
Yeah, because the council was concerned that the time delay of the neighbourhood plan may make it invalid, but we've been told by that writing that it would be taken into account. So I think therefore it probably needs to be finished. And so I think council will take that into finance, otherwise I need a proposer to accept the recommendations.
Just one comment, Chair. We have public at our finance meeting. And I do think, I mean, you always invite them to ask questions, but the questions are never anything to do with finance normally. So the last one was about trip hazard at the local shelter, which I do understand. I mean, the trip hazard outside the co-op at the moment is, pavement outside the co-op at the moment is literally illegal. But I do understand that, but I think these sort of questions shouldn't be asked, that it should be a finance question.
Do you think we should select the public questions?
No, I don't think we should, but I think we should go beforehand and guide them to the right,
Okay.
I mean,
I think point taken,
if
but,
Tracy was, asked, she could guide them to the right committee.
yeah, I think that's a fair point. The only thing is, I think it's a public meeting, and, we do encourage the public to ask questions, and maybe they're not quite the right question for that meeting, but you know what? We're here to serve rights, so I don't have a problem myself. Any, Edward, any other comments on finance? If not, I could do a proposal. Thank you. Second. All those in favour? Agreed. That was, and come about saying you're chairing that meeting, that was a huge agenda which we got through very well. B is to receive and approve the recommendation of the members of examining the accounts for the period.
See, doing lots of talking tonight. Councillor Steady and I have examined the accounts for April 2026 and under the delegated authority to the Finance Committee, confirmed that 22 payments in the sum of £21,584.52 have been authorised and paid. The statements of balances on the following accounts are to be accepted. Current account 7055, 24,848.43. Business premium account 8295, 28,996.91. Business premium account 9433, £450.66. CCLA Public Sector Deposit Fund 103,823.57. Instant Access Account 0373, 27,846.66. Current T2 account 0360, £127,070.38. Petty cash £94.78, making a total on all accounts of £333,131.39. Income for April 2026, £169,568.41. Expenditure for April 2026, £35,844.80. Employee payments paid for the month of April 26 were £17,169.24. Barclay card payments for April 2026 were £583.99. And cash card payments for April 2026 were £150.
Well done, Jay. Can I just let the members of the public know that this month we received the first half year of the precept, so that's why we received a lot of money this particular month of the year. Because I can assure you that soon we do need it, as our auditor tells us. So do we need to propose a second that day?
Yeah, James proposed.
I'll be happy to second that. All those in favour? We now move on to planning. To just a note, the planning decision of Kendal District Council. We're not getting too many planning applications, are we? Jean, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, can I just move that we accept these decisions from tendering, that's all we've got.
I'll second.
Second, all agreed? As I say, there's not a lot of applications coming in at the moment, so, yeah. 19, this is always the best part of the evening. Questions from the public. If you could stand up and state your name, write that down. We're not saying you get the answer, but we'll certainly note them and come back to you if we need to. It's lovely to see so many of you here, by the way. Malcolm, I knew you.
Malcolm Morris, Spring Road. Looking at the facilities and community assets team.
Yeah.
The risk assessment for the Heritage Key Heritage Pontoon, is that available for the general public to see? The
Yeah,
draft?
I don't see any issue why you should not be able to see that. Terry has conducted that, it's done, I think, and it can be available from the office.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? You're after the wine and drink and the top food, I can tell.
We thought we'd let you off early on your
Oh,
Well
okay.
done, David. Slightly for next week.
Well, we have got a large town clerk's report today, we'll move on to that item 20. Tracy?
Apologies, 11 items require attention. We'll start with East Essex District Association Caravan Club, we'd like to use Low Park playing fields, which is 27 rally on Wednesday the 25th through to Monday the 30th of August 2027.
Any questions? Agreed?
Yeah.
Done.
Brackley District and Rotary Club would like to use Millennium Gardens on 13th of September from 8 AM to 1 PM for the finishing area of Jogwall Park.
All agreed?
Yeah.
Please,
Essex Child
stop us.
and Family Wellbeing Service would like to use Millennium Gardens for their summer activity session on Wednesday the 29th of July from 10 AM to 11:30. They have done that in previous years.
Okay, all agreed?
Yeah,
Please,
thank
please
you.
say if you'd like.
Boat Stocks Fun Fair would like to visit the Western Promenade from the 3rd to the 9th of August this year.
Yeah. Bird stocks?
There'll be a coconut.
Yes. Yes, agreed?
Fresh Air Festival would like to use the Western Promenade for its festival this year. They're looking at September, either the 5th, 12th or 13th.
In principle then, we are happy with that? Yeah.
When is the car, car show, see?
Yeah.
But that's on,
they're
yeah,
that one,
that's,
they.
that's the other end.
A local children's non-profit organisation would like to set up a park play afternoon on House Green. Be a small, free, open to the public event where people can come and relax on the field, play some games, provide an event and meet new people. They have one small gazebo, 2 folding chairs and a few camping chairs, as well as garden games such as Jenga, hoops, footballs. They don't require electricity or generators and no vehicles will be parked. They're looking at Saturday or Sunday afternoon, 12:30 until 4.
I think we definitely support that.
And that would be nice to see those brand new.
Yes.
But they have public liability insurance, they're fully DBS checked,
We just
and
need
they have full
to see that.
assessments and safeguarding plans. The Mercury Theatre are working with New Adventures on their doorstep duets initiatives, and as part of this, they'd like to offer a 20 to 30 minute movement piece on her screen on Tuesday, the 21st of July. Performed twice, possibly 1:30 and 3 PM.
Okay, all sounds
And
quite
I'll promote
interesting.
it as a free opportunity to local families.
That's good.
Yeah, some of these show people go out and do these different weekends all over the place, so I think that'd be welcome. Yeah. Thank
Local
you.
family are hiring Scout Hut on Lower Park on Saturday the 15th of August for children's birthday party, and they request permission for upcoming fancy councils and for.
We need to see the.
We need, yeah, we need to see the hiring of that one, I think.
Okay.
Just make sure they've got insurance and
Insurance,
it's coming,
yeah.
because with the scouts, I think we need to do that.
I would have thought it was through a proper firm, I realise.
So we need to check that.
Yeah. A local fitness instructor requests permission to hold a community fitness morning on the grassed area down the promenade where the boot sale is held. It's to bring local residents together in a positive, inclusive environment that promotes physical well-being, social connection and community spirit. They've taught fitness classes for nearly 10 years. Trying to read what they actually want to do. They're looking for a Saturday in July or possibly September, 10 AM to 11 AM with a small social event afterwards. And then maybe a local business person providing food and drinks afterwards.
Well, the food and drink is difficult, isn't it? Because you've got the Lido Cafe and the other cafe down there. Yeah.
Would they need public liability to do it?
I would have thought they've got it anyway because it is a local.
But in principle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Men's Shed have contacted us about, they have a laser etcher and they can print images into wood, and they thought it would be nice to create some images of wildlife that they can hide in the lozenge on wooden discs, and they can treat it like a permanent scavenger hunt. There will be no cost to the council and the whole project will be voluntary.
oh, yes. That's quite a good idea for kids to go and, yeah, agree.
And the last one is as you said earlier, we have 2 vacancies on the council. Vacancy 1, Tendring District Council have confirmed that a sufficient number of requests have been received to hold an election to fill the vacancy, which was dated the 27th of April. They have agreed to hold off until we know what is happening with vacancy 2, which was dated the 8th of May. However, they have asked if we can give some thought as to whether or not we wish to have poll cards issued for the election. Now, when we asked before, just the printing of the poll cards would cost around £5,000. That's without postage. What do we feel?
Do we need poll cards?
I think it worked last time, Chair, quite well without poll cards.
We didn't have an election last time.
No,
We only
it was
had
sort
one
of
hand.
knocked through, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think we need to wait until that second.
No, they need to know.
They need to know.
They need to know. Because they've got to start the process.
Well, no.
It's a £5,000 extra burden on this council,
Plus postage.
plus postage. Do we really?
Can't propose that we don't have podcasts. I mean, we're not sure that we are actually having an election.
No.
are we?
No.
I mean, they
But
have
the
said,
minute-
there's enough people to say,
Yes,
well, we haven't had any
for vacancy
candidates
1,
yet.
and then we're holding up to combine the 2 if we can. But
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe no candidates.
but if you have 2 people stand, we need an election, and then they have to press the button to do the
That'd
poll
be
card,
3
to issue the
people,
poll
yeah.
cards.
3 people
Yeah.
stand, you'd have to have
If
an
it's-
election.
So there we are. Everyone got that?
Right.
Yeah.
Second proposal.
Yeah. All in favour?
That's it for me.
Right, thank you very much. So we now move on to item 21, which is the schedule of meetings of May 26 to May 27. That has been distributed coloured sheet here. You'll notice the August meeting is no full council meeting in August. The team meetings, we probably need to have a finance meeting, but other than that, it is up to the teams.
I'll move it.
Move?
Yeah.
Second? Agreed. So, date of next meeting is the 18th of June 26 at 7 o'clock. If you'd like to attend, that would be very nice of you. In the meantime, we're very pleased to say that we're now going to serve some drinks.
Thank you.